So you're planning a European adventure in the next 6 months, or maybe thinking about applying for the digital nomad visa from within Spain. Either way, getting your Schengen visa sorted should be at the top of your to-do list. I've helped tons of people, family, friends, relatives back home in the Philippines and in Canada get their Schengen visas without using an agency. Because honestly, why pay extra when you can totally do it yourself? Plus, these agencies cannot guarantee you'll get approved anyway. All they really do is organize your documents and make sure everything's ready before your appointment. So in this video, I am going to walk you through exactly what documents you need, share some helpful hacks, and hopefully make this whole process way less stressful. Because I'm not gonna lie, visa applications can be overwhelming, but we'll get through this together. First things first, so you finally decided to visit Europe. That is amazing. But before you start daydreaming about gelato, cheese, and tapas, there is some groundwork that you need to do. Step 1, figure out which country you will be visiting first or which country you will stay in the longest, because this determines which embassy you will apply through. Step 2, pick your travel dates, then count back 3 months. That 3-month mark is when you should apply. You can apply up to 6 months in advance, but 3 months minimum gives you enough time to get everything together. And step 3, book your visa appointment. For Spain, you will use BLS Spain, and for other countries, it's usually through VFS Global. Once you have your visa appointment booked, let's talk about the document checklist. Not gonna lie, the list seems endless and it can feel like a pain. But don't worry, I will break it down for you. Let's start with your itinerary. And here's a pro tip. Use ChatGPT or Cloud AI or any AI tool that you use to create your itinerary. Just tell it your entry point, how many days you want in each city or country, and let it do its magic. Then copy that into a Word doc or Excel file or Google spreadsheets, and you're done. Just make sure to remove any obvious signs that AI created it, like as an AI assistant or anything like that. And don't worry, I will drop a sample itinerary in the description for reference. And here's the thing, your actual trip doesn't have to match this itinerary perfectly because plans change at the last minute. What matters is that you apply at the embassy of either your entry country or where you'll stay longest. So for instance, if you're flying into Italy but spending most of your time in Spain, then you should apply through Spain. Next, your hotel bookings. For this, use your AI-generated itinerary to book hotels on booking.com. And the key here is to look for places with free cancellation that don't charge you right away. Once your visa is approved, you can cancel these if your plans change. And don't forget to print all your confirmation emails and include them in your application. Next, flight reservations. For this, here is a game-changing hack. Use bookingforvisa.com to get a flight reservation for just $15 per person. It's a real flight reservation that the consulate can verify, so you're totally covered. Just book it 48 hours before your appointment so it doesn't expire. So for that, you don't have to contact agencies anymore who will only charge you a lot of money just for flight reservations, because you can get your reservation from bookingforvisa.com easily. And here's a note from VLS Global and BLS Spain website. It is strongly recommended not to buy the flight ticket before obtaining the visa. Next is the travel insurance. So for my first visa application, I used AXA and it worked great. Plus, if your visa gets denied, you can request for a refund. Make sure that the insurance you will get has minimum coverage of 30,000 euros, is valid in all Schengen countries, and has coverage that should match your entire trip duration. Next, cover letter. It's a simple letter with your personal info, purpose of your trip, travel dates and return info, and anyone traveling with you like family, friends, etc., plus any special requests or circumstances. Keep it straightforward and friendly. And next, old passports. If you have expired passports, bring them. Include both the original and copies of all pages. This shows your travel history and actually helps your case. And then there's the financial documents. This is the important stuff because this proves that you can afford the trip. So for this, you will need a bank certificate, bank statements showing the last 3 to 6 months of transactions, ITR or income tax return with BIR stamp or receipt, And if someone's sponsoring you, you should have documents proving your relationship, like a birth certificate, sponsor's passport copy, and sponsor's letter stating they will cover your expenses. Now, financial documents are not enough. You will also need to provide employment proof. If you're employed, you should provide letter from your employer showing your job title, how long you've worked there, your salary, etc. And you should also include last 3 to 6 months of payslips. If you're financially dependent, you should include a notarized letter from your sponsor, their passport copy and bank statements, and a document proving your relationship. And if you're self-employed or a business owner, you should include a proof of business ownership or registration, recent tax returns, and bank statements. Now, for digital nomads and remote workers, if you don't have an employment contract, service agreements with your clients work just fine. Now, the easy stuff, once you've got all that, grab these simple documents like the completed Schengen application form, 2 recent passport photos with white background attached to your form, a valid passport, of course, that needs to be valid for at least 3 months after your trip, and a photocopy of your passport's data page. And of course, let's not forget the fees. So first, the visa fees. So adults pay 90 euros, while kids aged 6 to 11 pay 45 euros, and kids under 6 are free of charge. Note that kids 12 and up count as adults. And next, there are service fees. If you're applying through VFS Manila, you will pay an extra 1,150 pesos. If you're applying through VFS Cebu, you will have to pay an extra 1,210 pesos. And if you apply through BLS Spain, you will pay an extra of 1,040 pesos, which includes VAT and can only be paid by cash. Again, kids under 6 are exempt from service charges. Okay, I know you probably have a lot of questions, so let me answer a few. First question, can I change my destination after my visa is approved? Technically, it shouldn't be a problem. The tricky part is usually with Philippine immigration. Just show them the itinerary and hotel bookings you submitted during your application. And if dates change, update your bookings and itinerary accordingly. Next question, do I really need the ITR? When I applied in 2021, I didn't include it because I had substantial savings, employment contracts from US and UK employers, and a solid travel history. But if you're less established, it's definitely safer to include it. Next question, Europe will be my first international trip. Will I get rejected? So I'm gonna be honest with you, if you're from a wealthy family or have substantial savings or assets, you should be fine because you're showing you have reasons to return home. But if you're cutting it close financially with no assets, then there's a higher risk. They worry you might overstay and work illegally. And we all know that that happens in real life. Next question, if I get denied, how soon can I reapply? So this happened to me. I got denied by the Netherlands Embassy in Croatia in mid-December of 2021, no reason given. I reapplied through the French Embassy also in Croatia in early February and got approved. The officer was actually impressed by my travel history. So why did the Dutch Embassy rejected my visa application? So my theory is that I applied too close to year end when they might have hit their quota for visa approvals. So yeah, maybe avoid December applications, but that's just me. Next question, how long is the process or until I get my passport back? This varies wildly. Mine took 3 days from VFS Global Germany. My family in the Philippines got theirs back in under a week through BLS Spain. My sisters in Canada waited 2 weeks, so there's really no way to predict. Next question, how much should I have in my bank account? So I would recommend around 100 euros per day. So for a 3-week trip or 21 days, you should aim for 2,100 euros or about 143,000 pesos. Next question, should I get a letter of invitation from someone living there? It could help, but it requires extra documents and effort. I've made a separate video about this actually that covers the details. So yeah, go check that out. Next question, how long is the visa valid? So in the Philippines, first-timers usually get exactly the number of days in their itinerary. But I know someone who got 3 years on their first try, so lucky. My sister in Canada got 1 year, while my other sister, who's also in Canada, only got the exact days. It's honestly a mystery until you get your passport back. Next question, which countries can I visit with a Schengen visa? So all 29 countries in the Schengen area you can visit. No border controls between them, so you can move freely. Also, some non-Schengen countries like Montenegro, Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Monaco may accept a Schengen visa upon entry, but always confirm the current entry rules with the embassy or consulate of the country that you intend to visit. Last question, do I need to show documents at the border or passport control? So your Schengen visa doesn't automatically guarantee entry. At the border, you might need to show your visa plus additional proof, like evidence you can cover your stay and return trip. Bring copies of what you submitted with your application, like invitation letters, travel confirmations, etc., just in case. And that is it. Hope this makes the whole process feel way more manageable. If you have more questions, drop them in the comments or send me an email. If you need help with your visa application, book a consultation with me and I will help you through it. As always, if you found this video helpful, feel free to like and share. And if you're feeling generous, why not subscribe? See you again in the next video and thank you for watching. Hasta luego!